Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today's tutorial is on how to draft a basic body. So this class is basically for beginners and I would like you guys to watch till the end. And do not forget to click on subscribe. Subscribe to my channel and like the video. You subscribe to get notification for other posts. So let's go to the class. For this particular class, the instruments we need our tape rule, we need our armhole cuff. This is my wooden armhole cuff. You need your ruler, you need marker pen. I'm using marker pen to make it visible, your pencil, scissors, eraser, and don't forget your measurement book. Your basic body pattern, you need your shoulder line, you're going to need your shoulder line, your chest line, your bust point line, your waistline, sorry, on the bust, waistline, and your hip line or the length you want your blouse to be. So I already ruled my horizontal shoulder line. That is going to be our starting point. Then to get your chest line, you're going to divide your bust. Your bust, you divide it by 6, then add 1.5. Divide your bust by 6, then you add 1.5. So mine is 7.5, so I'm marking it. So I'm going to roll an horizontal line, then I labeled it just as I labeled my shoulder line. I discovered here that my line is not straight, so I had to re-measure and then we draw the line. So do you see the way I labeled my chest line? I had to remeasure it, then draw the line to make it straight. The next line we are drawing is going to be your bust point. Your bust point, you measure your bust point from your shoulder to your bust point. Mine is 10.5. You mark it, then you roll. So I actually marked my everything together. I marked my underbust point and my waist, then the rest is the length I want my top or blouse to be. Then I had to mark it again so as to get the straight line and not to make the same mistake I made in the beginning. So you're going to rule it out. You rule it out, then you also label this. So the next thing is to get your shoulder, that is half of your shoulder. Mine is 16, then the half is 8. So you mark your shoulder, then you rule a vertical line to your chest point. If you are enjoying this class, do not forget to subscribe to the channel and give it a thumbs up. Click on like, subscribe, and give it a thumbs up. So for your neck, our basic neck is 3 by 3. That is 3 for the length and the width. So you mark your 3 by 3. You can use any one depending on how wide your neck will be, but the basic one is 3 by 3. So you use your curve towards the curve to give it a perfect curve. Then the next is to get our shoulder slope. Don't forget, our shoulder is not straight, so you go down by 1 inch from the shoulder line, then you mark for your shoulder slope. Then you come to your chest line to get your bust point before you before you draw out your armhole curve. Come to your chest line, your bust divided by 4, you mark it out. For this measurement, I'm giving this measurement before adding my allowance, the basic measurement before the allowance. So after marking it out, for your armhole curve, you measure the line, then you divide it by 2. You can do it like this. You can just curve it and just to get the midpoint, then you mark. After marking, you come in by 0.75. 0.75, we have 0.5, which is the half. Then after that, then you get to a 0.75. then you mark it and you draw it. This is to bring in our armhole curve. Don't forget the front is always inside than the back. So then you use your armhole curve to draw your curve to give it a perfect curve. You draw it out to give it a perfect curve. Then now it is time to measure the rest. So I'm going to measure my waist. I'm going to come to my waist. After measuring my bust, I'm coming down to my waist to get my waist measurement, then my hip measurement, or the length at which you want your blouse to reach. You measure it. Don't forget all measurements is to be divided by 4. Divide the measurement by 4, then you roll. Then after you've connect all the parts together, then the next is to get your dart line. The next is to get your dart line. And that is your bust point, nipple to nipple measurement. Your dart line is your nipple to nipple measurement. Mine is 7, some might be 8. It depends on how busty you are. So you get the half of it is 3.5. So I'm marking 3.5 from my bust point down to my hip line. Then I'm going to mark a straight line. Then you're going to, from your waistline, you mark 0.75 depending on how busty you are. 0.75 on both sides. You can use half inches, 0.5, or 1, depending on how busty you are. Then you connect it to your bust point and down to your hip line. Connect it to your bust point, then down to your hip line. And that is it. And that's just it. This is as simple as it is. We are through with our front basic bodies. So what you only need now is to add your allowance. Do not forget, add your dart allowance. Add your dart allowance to any allowance you want to add to the body. If you are using 2 inches, if you are using 3 inches, depending, do not forget to add your dart allowance. My dart allowance at that waist is 1.5. 1.5. Then I'm adding 2 inches to it, giving it 3.5, and the other allowance I just added 3 inches. Then I connect them together. So after drafting this, what you just need to do is to cut out the pattern, then you place it on your fabric, then you cut it out. It is always good to draft the pattern of any outfit you are making so as to have a good and perfect work. Do not forget to subscribe to my channel, click on like the video, so you can learn how to draft the back in the next class. In our next class, we'll be teaching you how to draft the back. This is the front. We'll be teaching you on how to draft the back.